What was the name of the magic bit of kit Tomás talked about to extract a glass of wine from a bottle without taking out the cork?
Coravin. Is its name. It's fantastic. This is the one that was created by a surgeon, and it's basically uses the needle that they use for surgery on your spine. So it's a non-curling and non-coring needle. So when you put it in, it doesn't peel the skin away.
Yes.
It just pushes it to one side. It's hollow inside, and so you can extract the wine through it. It's not cheap. It's around about 200, I think, and 99 euros. And you've got little gas pellets that come with it. They're argon pellets. They're beautiful. I tell you, you'd be arrested if you had one coming through customs. They look like something that Michael Caine tried to, bring into Finland in one of those films in the 1960s. Really rather beautiful things. But they work absolutely brilliantly. They do work. They're perfect. And the argon is neutral, the gas that goes in, and you get your one glass. And when you pull the thing out, I would defy you to try and see where the hole was.
That's quite ingenious. So you'd really want to be gumming for a glass of wine to be able to have to spend the bones of 300 quid on this kind of thing.
I mean, what it's for is if you happen to have sort of a bottle of Chateau Latour 1988 and you're thinking, I wonder what it tastes like. But you don't want to which is 2,000, could be a couple of grand for the bottle. Then you would use that and you would pour it out and you'd have a taste and then have one glass every month for a year, and then you might feel, happy doing that. And a lot of high-end restaurants all over, London, Paris, and now in Dublin, and Ely, I think wine bars, yes, are using them for taking out quite expensive wine. So say a bottle that's 200 or 300 euros, and they'll allow you to get a glass of it completely perfectly, and they can pour it one at a time, and you can pay 35 euros for a glass, which is, so an awful lot of money, but a hell of a lot better than spending 300 quid for a bottle.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense, actually, doesn't it? Because the range in a restaurant of what you can just have a glass of is always far more limited than...
Exactly. Yeah. They don't want to be opening £400 bottle and then leaving it there stagnating quietly. Although I'm sure sommeliers across the country might encourage it. Finish it up for them.
I wonder do they have to do that? Yeah, they probably do get to do that as well. Coravin has changed my world. Says the texter, I now no longer have to drink rubbish when I'm out and only want one glass of wine. It's in the Shelburne, Ely, Monty's, and I've heard even the Porthouse is getting it in. Very good. Do you know where I can buy one?
You can. I saw one for sale in Baggot Street. The Baggot Street Fine Wines, which is directly opposite Baggot Street Hospital, and in the back I actually saw one in a case. So there are a few of them out there, and I think O'Brien's out in Sandyford might have one as well, and you can see them online. There's an Irish website for it.
I'm buying a case of 1988 Chateau New Latour, drinking all the wine with the magic syringe, injecting back in Lidl's $4.99 finest and flogging it all next year for a profit, says Cahill the drunk entrepreneur. Of course, could you do that? Could you inject it back in?
You can't. They've thought about this because what happened was when he was doing it first, he didn't have the gas to counteract the vacuum. So as he was pulling this out, there was a vacuum, and what happened was he got the thing out, he poured it to turn it up, and it kind of sucked everything in the glass back in again. It just didn't work. It did not work. So they now have they've got a switch mechanism inside. No, you're going to have trouble doing that, but you could do that anyway with an old with a hollow needle without the Coravin.
Yeah, it's possible to do that. Good luck with that. Justin on Twitter says Coravin works brilliantly, but is an unsustainable and wasteful use for a very scarce argon gas.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, first of all, it's an expensive gas, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I think more helium is used than argon in the world, blowing up balloons for people. So I don't think they're very small. They're very small canisters. They're quite expensive. And not only that, but he's actually gone looking for the purest argon gas. So it's Austrian argon gas. I'm not sure how much argon gas is out there, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's an expensive thing, all right, because it's certainly
Austrian argon gas.
It's Austrian argon.
Yes, made with Austrian argon. Apparently, there's a shortage of helium. It's used for MRI machines.
Exactly, and that's where I don't think there'll be hundreds of thousands of these Coravins sold, but every party has a balloon that you end up scraping it from the ceiling, that's filled with helium, and that could be used for MRI.
Yeah, let's not even try and justify it, because somebody out there will have a series of facts and figures just proving how wrong we are. That's always the case.